It's showtime on YouTube. What's going on? Loyal subscribers, World Wide Web. Guys, it's me, Marlon, Bennett. Guys, I guess I'm going to create a new series on YouTube called It's Showtime on YouTube, right? And what I'm going to talk about, guys, is this not a resurgence, but an influx of new YouTubers. And why I'm excited about this influx of new YouTubers, and why you should be excited about it too, right? I think that YouTube is a great vehicle for the everyday guys and gals, right? Men, women, to get online, get into a creative space, even if it's just to get into a creative space, to express yourself. I talk on my new YouTube channel about the YouTube legacy, and if for nothing else, creating a legacy for yourself that you can leave behind for your family, for your friends, for your children, people who you care about, people who care about you, and this new influx of YouTubers, I'm impressed. I really am. When I got on YouTube years ago, I didn't even know how to set up my own email address, but it was something that I wanted to learn. I wanted, to learn how to get on YouTube and how to, record YouTubes on my mobile device and do all those things. And I was able to teach myself some pretty cool stuff, some stuff that I didn't really know. As I ventured into it, I didn't know how it was going to turn out. I just knew that I had to take the first step. So what's It's Showtime on YouTube and this new influx of YouTube users? It's just me, in my opinion, right? And why I'm excited about it. Why, if you're a person who may be thinking about jumping on YouTube, why you might want to consider it. All my baby boomers, Gen Xers particularly, right? Because I know a lot of time for the baby boomers and the Gen Xers, it may seem like one of those things that, wow, it's just a little out of reach for you, just in terms of the technology side of it. But it's really not a lot, because you can go on your mobile device, right, and you can shoot a simple YouTube video on your mobile device. In fact, I started out, and I still use my mobile device for a lot of my YouTube videos. I ultimately graduated to give myself a little desktop webcam, and ultimately, guys, I bought myself some other cool stuff that I could use to record videos. I hardly ever do videos like this. It's been a long time since I've done one like this. But I wanted to do it because here's what I think this new influx of YouTubers is all about. And this new influx of YouTubers are fast becoming the new influx of influencers, if you will, whether they know it or not, whether that's what their goal is or not. They're becoming the new influencers, right? In days of old, or if you think about it, the internet's not that old, right? You didn't see everyday, ordinary people like myself online doing YouTube videos, because it wasn't the space for that. You had a lot of big advertisers, a lot of new companies, a lot of new businesses were coming on YouTube, because that was the place to come. Now anybody can jump on YouTube, and and you have this huge umbrella of the different avenues you can go down to YouTube Shorts, and then you got TikTok, and you got all these different places that you can go just simply to express yourself, to share with other people. Because the reason I think you got this influx, and why I think it's significant at this particular time in history, right, where we are, is because now it's never been a better time, number one, to do it, because you can do it on this, and you can do it with a desktop, or whatever. You don't need anything fancy. And in this place and time in history, thanks to technology, anybody can create their own voice, right? Anybody can create and start creating their own legacy on YouTube. And so I'm excited about it, because when I started doing it about 10 years ago, I just did it and started loving it, and I do videos for the love of doing videos. I also like sharing some of the things that I've been able to learn on YouTube, and some of the things I've been able to learn, you know, just in terms of affiliate marketing and things like that. But when you think about all of what you can accomplish on YouTube by shooting simple YouTube videos, it's something that everybody should be excited about. Baby boomers, Gen Xers, and I'm not speaking exclusively to baby boomers and Gen Xers, but I'm a baby boomer, right? And the Gen Xers, you guys are right on my heels, right? So as we move into the year 2025, guys, I think my YouTube channels, I talk about change on a lot of my banners on YouTube, and I came up with the change. I came up with a change banner years ago, and that was then. And so the one thing you can be sure of, right, in life is that change is always going to occur. It's always going to occur. That's the one thing that will never change. The fact that things change all the time. And I talk a lot about the new illiterate of the 23rd century and going forward. It won't be people who can't read and write. I'll talk about it. It'll be people who can't navigate their way around the World Wide Web, because that's just what it's come to, right? It's come to that place and time. And again, whether it's just that you want to maybe leave a legacy for yourself, you know, a way to memorialize yourself on camera, on video, whether it's just for that reason alone, or whether it's you want to get online and create something more than that. I have this new slogan, and I use this in my email sometimes. If you see something, say something. Now is a great time to share whatever it is you can share with other people that can possibly benefit them, right? Something that you can share with other people that can possibly benefit them. And it could be anything. And whether you know it or not, right? I'm talking to you guys, right? There's things going to happen when you start doing your own YouTube videos, if you should decide to do so, or your mission, should you decide to accept it, is what happens is you're going to tap into the better version of yourself. Believe me, it's just going to happen. And what I mean by that is, what it became for me and what it will ultimately become for you, probably if you do it consistently enough, it's very, among other things, therapeutic, right? It's very therapeutic, right? Because of society now, and because of the lack of the type of interaction we used to have in days of old, baby boomers, Gen Xers, we don't interact as much as we used to face because we zooming all over the place. You know, we got these webcam podcasts, you know, you got all that. So now the interaction, the social interaction, is not what it was even 10 years ago. So imagine what 5 years from now will be. You can do anything online already, guys. You can transact, you can buy things from all over the country, all over the world. But in that same genre, right, on YouTube, you can also share all kinds of things with other people. Wow. What about that? You can share all kinds of things with other people. And now we can become not only better versions of ourselves, we can help other people become better versions of themselves, hopefully by influencing them or letting them know how easy and simple it can be. There's nothing to be afraid of, right? We can become better versions of ourselves, help other people become better versions of themselves, create video legacies of ourselves. Now here's the thing. You may say, well, YouTube can shut your YouTube channel down anytime they want, right? But I'm just saying, I don't think about YouTube shutting my channel down. I just think about the moment, right, that I'm at. And I don't even know why I said that, because YouTube closing your channel is something that's very unlikely. Unless you're just constantly doing something, I guess, to violate the regulations of the YouTube channel. But the point is this. You can start doing YouTube videos, and you can share things, and you can become a digital human resource, right? Because the things that you share And the things that we can share, we can put the links in the YouTube video description there, and we can share that thing, and we can pass that thing on to other people. And so one of the things that's going to happen with this Showtime on YouTube and a YouTube legacy is my wife. She works for. She really is a human resources employee. She works from home, but she works for an agency known as HOC, and it's the Housing Opportunities Commission. And so she has all these resources. Now I live in the state of Maryland, and I can't promise you that some of the resources I'll be sharing with you guys will be they will be in the state of Maryland, but I'm sure there will be sister and brother resources in your wherever you are geographically, right, in the states. And some of the things that I'm going to share with you guys, they're international. It's just things that you can use, right? If you could get a free $50 coupon for $50 off your groceries with a particular resource, or you could save money on your insurance, or you could really cut your cable bill down. Who has cable anymore? But the point is, I think that if that's what I want to do inside of Legacy, right? Whatever comes to mind, right? And it won't be about anything particular, right? Because I really like having fun. I think now is the time when we need to turn our energies inward and figure out what we can do to help our neighbors, right? If that makes sense, right? Because things are changing so fast. So what better way to do it than to jump on YouTube, and if you see something, say something, and share those things, those resources. Become a digital human resource and share, start sharing whatever you can with other people. These videos, guys, if you're looking for perfection, I said it in another video, this is not about perfection, right? It's just about that. It's just about just what I talked about. It's just about sharing any resource that we can, and maybe telling a cool joke that might make you smile or make you laugh, or maybe reminiscing about some things that you can relate to, or some things that might relate to you, like growing up, with 9 brothers and sisters, and Christmas time, right, and all the fun you had at the family reunion. It really doesn't matter what it is, right? If we can reach out to touch someone and make someone's life, or even if it's their day, or even if it's a moment in time in their day that might make them smile or change just a little bit, I think it's a great thing. I think it's a great accomplishment. So I'll tell you guys a story real quick. I was in a Starbucks. This was a couple of years ago, and I actually did a YouTube video on it. And so obviously the barista, the young girl, she couldn't have been more than 18, who was behind the counter at Starbucks. She was trying to help, like, I don't know, it might have been 7 people in line. I was one of them, so I might have been the 8th person. But, she was a little flustered because you know how anxious people get sometimes. So everybody was kind of complaining because she was brand new, and I think she was kind of confusing some of the orders. She was moving kind of slow, obviously too slow for the customers. You know how people can get when they're anxious. And so by the time I finally got up to her, because she was totally flustered, by the time I got up to her, I think I was the last person. I might have been the person before the last. I can't remember. But the time I got up to her and I said to her, wow, you're really doing the cocktail thing, right? You know what I mean? And she was a younger. She didn't know what cocktail. She kind of looked at me like, and I was like, no, cocktail, that's a movie. And I went on to tell her it was a movie with Tom Cruise and how he was, how great he was as a bartender, right? And I told her, you handled all those customers just like Tom Cruise did when you as I watched you doing your thing, right? And that brought a smile to her face. And I think it changed. I hope it changed. Well, I could definitely see it change. Her smile, the smile came on her face. She kind of was like, got some confidence she didn't know she had, but she was doing well all the time. But just that alone was enough to change the trajectory of the rest of her day, probably, right? And so that's what we should be doing, I think. And that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to do it to the best of my ability. I'm going to do it without perfection. I'm going to do it just so maybe I can put a smile on your face. Maybe I can say something, do something, share something with you that might make your day a better day, right? And so that's what a YouTube legacy is going to be all about.